Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Creeper World 4 review for the PC. Creeper World 4 is one of the most intense RTS experiences I think I've had in my lifetime. I'm not even joking right now, guys. Seriously, this game is currently worth around, I think, $33 or so Australian currency, so it's not the cheapest of RTS titles, but let me just tell you something right now. If you want an RTS that gives you a challenge, then this is the game for you, okay? Essentially, your job is to beat back the invading, never-ending fluid enemy. That is correct, you heard me right, everyone. Fluid enemy. I never thought a game where your biggest enemy is fluid would be so difficult, but so fun. Now, as this is my first time entering the Creeper World series, I'm not too sure on the lore and the extensiveness of it, okay? I'm sure it's quite large. But there is a story to this game, and that's what I completed in this review. 20 missions of non-stop mayhem. You really cannot complain with that. Without giving you too many spoilers, essentially the story sets us off with a doctor who did something he shouldn't have done, and it sent us on a journey, essentially, of wiping out the fluid. I cannot go any further than that without spoiling the story, so I'm just going to stop there. The way that Creeper World 4 merges the power management system with, base building and defensive building and also, of course, offensive building is fantastic. I haven't played a game like this that made me think about power management skills the way that you have to in Creeper World 4. Because on each mission that you play, you start off with a headquarters. It's your job to make that headquarters viable and actually start generating power. Whether that be you mine resources from the surrounding area, or you just search and destroy and conquer zones and build on the zones with your power lines. Simple as that. Now, I know Creeper World 4 might look intimidating to begin with, and that's what I thought when I first picked it up, okay? I thought, what have I done here? I'm not going to be able to beat this game, it's too hard. The game actually gives you enough to work with to figure it out. You might have to restart a couple of missions because you didn't understand how the fluid would work in that certain mission, but eventually you'll get the hang of it. In general, you want to expand your power lines across the map to whatever territory you can take over. Then you want to build one of the variety of turrets that the game does supply you throughout your campaign journey. The turrets range from generic machine turrets to rocket turrets to sniper turrets, anti-air rocket launcher turrets, plus turrets that use special anti-creeper material that you will find littered throughout the map. You'll also find different types of material throughout the game as well, not just anti-creeper, but material to help power your force fields and to use special artillery units that you'll get later into the end game portion. You can also raise or lower the environment with a certain tower, guys, which comes in handy dramatically when it comes down to fluid, okay? You have to think, when you're going up against fluid, raising or lowering the earth will help you so much. Now, I didn't really find too much of the tutorial in this game, everyone, okay? So pretty much you have like a little PDA system, or it's trippy. It's really, really trippy because you have multiple personalities talking to you on each time you start a mission. So this is your dialogue, essentially. There's no voiceover in this game from what I've seen. It's just all dialogue. It's okay. I mean, it's not terrible, everyone. The game's sound design is great, so it doesn't really need the voiceover anyway. The soundtrack is really, really good, okay? Like, this is a soundtrack you want to have when you play an RTS. So whoever picked that music or composed that music, excellent job. It fits the game perfectly, so well done. Now, another cool feature about the game is that you can actually move your turrets anywhere around the map. The only thing that I wouldn't recommend doing is moving your turrets to an area that doesn't have active power going to it. Because as soon as your turrets go there, sure, they'll start shooting, but then eventually they'll run out of power and then they're completely useless. So definitely back up your units with a power supply, okay? The way you do that is you daisy chain your power lines to an active power source. It's really not that hard, everyone. The biggest problem I had with power lines and daisy chaining is that the fluid would come along and disrupt one of the nodes, and then that would cancel out the whole power supply to my turrets across the map. This is the problem with not defending your power lines, guys. Power lines are critical. You can also get larger power lines that have better range, so keep that in mind, but still, always back up your power lines with turrets if you're going to play this game, because you're going to end up regretting it when you're in a massive battle with the fluid, and then all of a sudden, all your turrets stop shooting at once, and they all get obliterated. I cannot tell you the amount of times this happened to me during my run of the game. And to more experienced players, you're probably thinking that's the biggest amateur mistake you can make, but yes, I am an amateur at the game. Now, as you progress throughout the 20 levels of the campaign, the fluid gets stronger and stronger. Don't just think, everyone, that you're just going to be versing water and that's it. You're actually going to be versing artillery as well, and most of the times that artillery will mess you up if you don't counter it. Because what ends up happening is that artillery will shoot at certain spots that you don't have any defense at. And guess what happens? Fluid spreads. So it wipes out anything it touches that's not defended. So you really have to keep that in mind. Now, a really cool feature as well about the game is that you can actually get upgrades as well. So these upgrades can either be applied to a specific turret to make it stronger, or you can actually apply it to your HQ and get overall buffs for your HQ. So you can decrease construction time of turrets, you can make them move faster, you can make them shoot faster, or have longer range. The artifact system's really cool, I like it a lot. They aren't permanent upgrades though, that's the only thing that I really didn't like. I wish that there was like a permanent upgrade tree, but I couldn't find it if there was one. Each map has its own artifacts, so you can pretty much do the same upgrades each time you play, so it's okay at the end of the day. Now, majority of the maps will have certain towers as well. If you capture these towers, it will create a force field, so keep that in mind, but eventually you will actually unlock your own portable force field that you can build as a tower, and that really does come in handy, especially against creepers, or fluid, as you want to call it, that have projectiles or that are rapidly progressing towards your position. The tower built ones though are not indestructible, so keep that in mind, but the ones that are located on the map as the mission starts, they are indestructible from what I've seen. Alright, so now we're left with the big question, is this game worth the money investment? I believe it is, everyone. Personally, I got 12 hours of solid content out of it, okay? I didn't have any problems with the game, there was no crashing, which is fantastic by the way. You'll find that major AAA releases have crashes, but yet this game didn't, so I find that hilarious. You're gonna have people that aren't gonna be interested in this type of RTS game, I'm just putting that out there straight away. This game is not meant for the generic RTS player in the sense of you build a barracks and you send 1,000 troops to the enemy base. That's just not how it's going to work with Creeper World 4. This game actually requires strategic planning on where you are going to place every unit and building, because at the end of the day, one wrong move can possibly cost you your whole mission or at least 20 to 30 minutes of building up and securing an area. And that type of critical thinking is not for everyone. Some people don't have the time, patience, or even care in the world to play a game where you actually have to critically think on what to do. And I feel like Creeper World 4 is a game that you do need to think about when you play, okay? That's just my personal opinion. You might find the game extremely easy. Maybe I'm just terrible at a game like this. But either way, me being terrible didn't stop me from having fun. And that's exactly what you want in a video game. You want to have fun. You don't want to be angry or feeling like you've been ripped off by spending your money. You know, when you invest money into a game, you want to get good times out of it. You don't want to get negative times. And I didn't really have that feeling with this game. So, well done developers. At the end of the day, I'm saying that this is worth the investment in money. Give it a try, everyone, for sure. And if you do manage to fly through the 20 levels, you also have map editor mode, scenario mode, and player created content mode. So there you have it, everyone. This game has it all. And again, well done developers. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all did enjoy. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to help support my channel, as I am starting up on reviews now. Thanks everyone. See you next time.